Lately, the weather around here has gotten super cold. Some days, especially in the mornings and afternoons, the wind blows very hard, making the weather feel even colder. How is the weather around where you guys live? Where you live, does the winter get super chilly, followed by freezing cold temperatures and heavy snowfall? Do you live in warmer climate regions where the weather tends to stay on the warmer side throughout the year with little or no snowfall? Where I live, some years we have 1 to 2 times snowfall, and some years we have some freezing rain but no snow at all. However, snow or not, one thing is for sure. It gets super chilly around here, with temperatures falling a couple of degrees below 0 Celsius. So, as the winter starts and the weather gets colder and colder, I tend to think of things that will keep me warm and cozy. Here, I will share with you guys some of my routines that are essential in making my house environment super cozy and relaxed during the harsh winter weather. First, let's start with the whole mood and the ambient of the inside. The house temperature needs to be warm and comfortable. Well, to be honest, I sometimes lower the heater thermostat to save on energy costs. Setting the thermostat to a lower degree means I have to put on some extra layer of clothes, and sometimes that's uncomfortable. However, we must make some exceptions some days. Therefore, I adjust the heater thermostat to the level that keeps the house warm and toasty, so an extra layer of clothing would not be needed. Now that the air inside the house has warmed up, let us move on to the next item on the list: the house scent or aroma. These days, I'm really into scented candles. My favorite scents are warm vanilla, lavender, fresh wood, and pumpkin spice latte. But depending on each season, my choice of fragrance changes as well. During the winter, my choice of fragrance is usually vanilla and pumpkin spice latte. Alright, now that I lit my vanilla scented candle, let's move to the third item on my list: a delicious hot drink. Do you guys want me to pause for a second here so you guys can guess which is my favorite drink during the cold winter? Oh, yes, an extra sweet hot chocolate. First, I'm going to mix some sugar and cocoa powder. Then add that mixture to a pan filled with a bit of room temperature water. Put the pan on the stove and whisk as the water starts to boil while the cocoa powder dissolves completely. Once the water boils, I turn down the heat and gradually add some milk. I want to warm the milk to a point where it would form some bubbles on top or to simmer. At this point, the milk has become foamy. Still, I continuously whisk the mixture, preventing the milk and cocoa from sticking and burning to the bottom of the pan. Now, to make the drink extra rich, I'm going to add some extra dark chocolate cubes and mix them until they dissolve. Once the chocolate cubes melt completely, I turn off the heat and remove the pan from the stove. My hot cocoa drink is not entirely done yet. A bit of a vanilla essence is also needed to add some extra flavor. Now, let me grab my favorite Christmas mug and pour the hot drink in it. But I'm not done yet. Although the drink already is delicious by itself, it needs to be visually perfect and appealing. For the visuals, I'm going to garnish it with some marshmallows on top. To make it extra fancy, I'm going to sprinkle some cocoa powder on the top as well. Are we done yet? Can we move on to drink it now? Not yet. It looks good and complete, but it feels like it's still missing something. Oh, I know what's missing. Let me grab some extra dark chocolate and shave some pieces on top of the marshmallows. Now it looks fantastic and ready to enjoy. Oh, did I say it's ready to drink? Not yet. It looks a bit too hot to drink. I really don't want to ruin my relaxed, cozy day by being impatient and burning my mouth. While we wait for the cocoa to cool down, let's put on a relaxing selection of music playlist. My choice of music genre for a calm and relaxed day is classical piano or some slow jazz like the ones you hear in coffee shops. Alright, the cozy ambient is set. We got the warm, sweet scent of a vanilla candle burning in the background, and our music is playing. Now is the time for my delicious and delightful warm cup of chocolate. Even though my drink is sweet and lovely by itself, I'm really craving some more sweets at this time. I guess when the weather gets super cold, I get a sweet tooth. Do you know the meaning of having a sweet tooth? It means that you want to eat something that is extra sweet, like candies, cookies, and so on. That said, I really want to pair my chocolate drink with some sort of cookie, cake, or a piece of pie. But I think this episode is going to get way too long if I start talking about my favorite hobby, which is baking. In another episode, I will discuss my favorite desserts and how I will prepare and bake them. I'm thinking about preparing another episode about my favorite comfort foods along with soups during the winter season. I hope that this episode was helpful in improving your English reading and listening skills. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Since I just started this channel, I really appreciate your comments and feedback. Please don't hesitate to let me know what type of content do you want me to produce for your English learning journey. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.